And it's preparing. Okay, should be live streaming. Excellent. That looks like that's working. Okay, Vancouver Island, Holland, lovely. Oh, and the Basque Country, Spain, and Long Island, New York, and Devon. England in the house. Right, let's start recording. Oh, London as well, marvelous. Right, we'll start recording and we'll make a start. So hello and welcome to this final call of season 12 of the Mundane to Magical Online Summit series. My name is Louise Matson, and as always, I am truly blessed to be your host. Today is the last day of season 12 and the rescheduled live call with Nora WalksInSpirit and the Infinite Masters of Oneness Consciousness. Many of you will know Nora from her appearances on previous seasons. She is a much-loved featured speaker, bringing forth the wisdom of the Infinite Masters in channeled messages and incredibly high vibrational activations. Now, today is no exception. Nora will be sharing what the Infinite Masters are saying about balance for this year and anything else that they want to share. However, as many of you know, Nora had to reschedule her original live call to kickstart the season due to illness, and she's not 100%. So we are sending intentional vibes that her throat and her voice last for this session. So I'm also immensely grateful that she has felt able to join us and share the transmission through from the Infinite Masters. For those who don't know, Nora is an infinite light transmitter and universal shaman who connects with the energies of infinite light intelligences, collectively called Infinite All. This higher consciousness flows in strands of light consciousness and speaks, transmits, and radiates light energies through Nora to powerfully shift all consciousness whilst we listen to the stillness in her presence. Infinite Masters speak in light equations of profound, insightful knowledge, which can shift your consciousness and accelerate the connection of your hearts and minds to the frequencies of soul light consciousness. These transmissions, and in particular the live activations, are always incredibly high vibrational and can have a profound effect on your physical experience. And so I really do advise that you do not listen to the activation and possibly do not listen to the transmission itself if driving, but allow yourselves to enjoy the transmission on replay when you're able to fully embody the stillness and are open to receive. We will be placing the activation right at the end of the call so that you will be able to go out with that vibration, still, buzzing around your field, and not have to kind of come deeply back into the physical to ask questions. But as always, Nora is open to answering your questions, so please feel free to pop them in the chat and the Q&A sections on Zoom. Unfortunately, I might not be able to see the questions and comments on YouTube as we're live streaming, but I will weave as many questions into the conversation as I can. Now, the energies of these times feel as though they are really ramping up. And, being able to stay connected to our highest guidance as aspects of self is crucial at this time. Nora will share a live activation to assist us with this, aiding us in connecting to our own soul light codes to ride these incredible times and direct the flows to the highest possible outcomes. And so, without further ado, let me welcome you with a great open-hearted welcome back to the show, Nora. As always, it's an absolute pleasure and honor to share space with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Louise. And I'm happy to be here and let the masters channel through me. And welcome to everybody that's online. And thank you for waiting for me. I know some people came in last week. Where is she? And then Friday, where is she? Oh, but it's just this transitioning that's going on here with my throat. And I'm sure other people have the same unexpected energies that make the ear get plugged and blocked, or this laryngitis that came in so quickly there. So, but who cares? I'm here to be with all of you and to be with you, Louise. It's so cool when we're together, isn't it?
It is. I really love it. I love our conversations. I love the transmissions that come through, and they are always incredibly high vibrational. So, I'm looking forward to what's going to come through just as much as everybody else. And like you say, the energies have been incredibly intense. And sometimes it's difficult for us to kind of, remain centered within ourselves and remain connected to the highest consciousness, the highest guidance, as we're kind of navigating the enormous waves of energy as they're coming through within the physical realm. So I'm really looking forward to what the Infinite Masters have to share on how we can best stay aligned and how we can keep ourselves adjusted to the highest possible connection.
Yeah, well, even in this, I guess these waveforms that came in the past 3 or 4 days here, where I live, and even last week with the northern lights that came in really, really strong around my house here. It's just this awareness of knowing that there's so many different species and different dimensions of the heightened vibrational beings that's coming in, and kind of like sweeping all the interruptive energies out of the way.
Mm.
And I think we sometimes feel a little bit jostled around or extremely lethargic. I mean, I slept the other night 10 hours. The other afternoon, I laid down for, I thought it was going to be 10 minutes, and it was an hour. So I think it's just so interesting that we're just giving in and just allowing to go with the flow,
Mm.
that we're just letting the body operate with these higher frequencies.
Mm.
And one of the higher energies that has been taking place with a lot of people is the telepathic awareness.
Mm.
And so if you start tuning into the stillness more often, and listening to what the higher mind is telepathically directing you, then you're going to start feeling this profound connection.
Mm.
And it's really subtle. It's very, very subtle. But it becomes, once you tweak your awareness to your mind, that it is happening, that your mind is telling you and answering you all at the same time, that's the telepathic connection to the higher source of who you are, that you really, really start operating.
Mm.
Um, I guess the best example would be, uh, to share would be in my own mind, is like something as simple as, oh, where did I put that thing? Maybe it's a sweater or your purse, or the piece of paper. It's like, where did I put my phone? And then you're just saying that out loud, and then 2 minutes later oh, it's right there.
Mm.
Like, you're actually saying, oh, it's right there. And I'm like, for me, the first recollection was like, how did I know it was there? And when did I put it on that dresser? It's like, how did I walk from there to there? And it's right there. So this is the higher telepathic connective guidance that we're now going to be in awareness of and operating of.
Mm.
And you'll hear, oh, I should get going to, do such and such. And you'll hear this voice, not now.
Mm.
And you're in the And then the fact that you don't do it, you actually listen to the not now voice
Yeah.
and stay continually doing it. And even if you try to go anyways, there'll be something to delay you or derail you so that you don't go. So
Mm.
this is the collaboration of the higher consciousness that's building this telepathic grid system around the head, around the heart, that's supporting our higher essence to
Mm.
start being in oneness with all these energies that are here.
Yeah.
And And so then the other aspect becomes this matrix field around us that's just appearing to build itself on its own, and that you're now operating from a holographic field. And so I just really would like to just bring in the essence of what's around me right now, because whatever's moving around me right now is wanting to give a message about what I'm trying to describe. I guess they don't like how I'm describing it, so I'm going to just, as if I'm just talking to you, Louise,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, no problem.
and see what this being is nudging me to say about uh, the essence of them being in our presence.
Yeah,
So we got lots of information coming in from other people sharing too, which I want to get into that sharing with you too.
yeah, yeah,
So as I bring in these intelligent beings, it's always in the stillness. And so if you just open up your hands and just be still in the energy field around you, I'll just give everyone a moment to settle into the quietness, so I can bring in these higher beings. Yeah, quiet. I'm asking for the essence of this heightened reality consciousness that is bathing the planet in higher strands of intelligences, that is activating the crystal hearts, the crystal minds, the crystal seeds that have been hidden inside the human form, inside the planetary consciousness of the elements and the kingdoms. So you who are waiting to speak through me, I welcome your presence to bring in a word of knowledge on that what is transpiring for the consciousness on this planet between this hour until the end of the year, and including the rock formations, the oceans, the plant kingdom, and the animal kingdom. Any master is welcome of these infinite realms. I am here. It is I, the heightened dimension, that is here to envelop a higher consciousness into their intuitive states, to be, yes, into the telepathic reality state. So not just telepathic, but yes, telepathic realities, so that one could soar into their grid systems of their timelines, connect into the higher soul aspects of their intelligences, and bring forward their abilities of their gifts in the quadrants that will be revealed to them in their sleep state. You're asking on the preparation of the hearts, the minds, the bodies. It is underway, child. Yes, there is much confusion. There's chaos. There's a lot of derailing thought forms and inconsistent frequencies that have been jostling the kingdoms on the planet. Man kingdom, plant, animal, winged, finned, creepers, crawlers. The plant kingdom, the rock formations, and the elements of the oceans, the desert sands, are all feeling this shift of the electromagnetic pulse that has been amplified by the universal sources, by the infinite all energetics of universal consciousness. It is all shifting and presenting a new electromagnetic waveform into the hearts and minds of all living consciousness fields. Yo, Koya, you have had adjustments, child, within your own chakra system that is now being crystallized and magnetized. You will all have crystallization frequencies that will polarize you to the higher realms of your own soul grid systems of dimensions of time that is going to begin telepathically networking to your aura matrix grid systems, but also to your acupuncture, axonal, and chakra systems of the body. You have been seeing, sensing, knowing of the holograms of holographic fields that have been building in the clouds, in the skies, on the oceans, on the riverbeds, desert sands. Well, they are all communicating into your matrix grid systems. I am introducing you to many of the Venusians, Andromeda, Pleiadian, Arcturian, Syrian civilizations that once walked on this planet and did leave their footprints in these formations of the desert sands, the ocean floors, the rock formations, where you and your own soul civilizations have also left crystal consciousness frequencies of footprints. Is the time that is awakening those crystal consciousness waveforms of footprints and imprints into your crystal hearts, crystal minds, crystal consciousness. And so you will have these waveforms of heightened reality frequencies placing into your telepathic minds. And the adjustments in the chakra systems, the immune systems, nervous systems will be delivered in the sleep state. So yes, many will be sleeping longer, deeper hours on certain days of the month in these next 3 months. About it now, quantify. You are asking me to quantify the frequencies. Well, they are frequencies from the 12th dimension that is incepting into your 5th dimensional fields. So it takes months of 3 to 4 to calibrate your consciousness from the 5th dimension into the 12th, preparing you for 2025, a year of 9, where you are soaring up and moving into Merkaba rotations of essences, of dimensions, stellar dimensions, interdimensions, beyond the beyond void consciousness throughout this coming year. And Anania Churono, Kakaya Churono, and there is this breaking of the stick, or breaking of the branch, breaking of the old patterns, breaking of the old waveforms of thinking, eating, sleeping, operating. And they will all be distributed in gentle waveforms throughout all of next year so that you are prepared for 2027. Yuko Parana, a year of 11. Okay, you should know. Now you understand how it takes time to move the dense human form into a crystallist form so that your crystal consciousness would be oscillating in crystal conscious waveforms onto one another, onto the entire planet, onto the planetary cosmos, and onto the universal cosmos by 2028. I am giving you the mapping of the grid systems of dimensions of time that will be empowering you to leapfrog from 2024, 2025, 2028, 2029 so rapidly when you become a crystallus form. Do you remember the Adam Cadman beings? The Arcturians, Lemurians, Syrians, Pleiadians, oscillating in their frequencies of waveforms of light spectrums. How do they do this? How do they communicate? Through their crystal consciousness. You have a crystal consciousness within you. It is now being unveiled in these next 3 months and into the next 2 years, where you will be moving into harmonics of spectrums of light waveforms onto one another. What about my abilities? What about my hidden gifts? How about those hidden selves, shadow selves, interruptive selves that have been derailing the consciousness of mankind? We are monitoring and guiding you so that you can sustain a higher fifth dimensional waveform of your telepathic grid systems that will be implemented and imprinted into your oscillating grid systems around the body. So mankind is not really having to work at this. You are simply having to listen to your body, oscillate your mind into the higher telepathic frequencies, and hold fast to the word of knowledge that comes to you in sequences, in formulas, and in holograms. These will be the new communication networks that you will be following in the next 8 months. For some, it will be in the next 4 months. Correct. For many are already moving into their grid systems of time. You do have your own spirit guides. You do have your angelic beings, celestial ones. You do have your own civilizations of timelines of Arcturian, Syrian, Lemurian, Venusian, and you do have your civilizations of the ancient ones that are also monitoring, guarding, and guiding you. And they are stepping into the grid systems on this planet. How fascinating, how intriguing that the rock formations, the stone people, the plant kingdom, the plant people, the water kingdoms are all civilizations that are going to be waking, quaking, and oscillating inside your grid systems of matrix fields of harmonics around each and every one of you in these next 3 years. Oh, Kari should know, you who stand in front of the Giza temples, the Sphinx, you who walk on the higher hillsides in Ichukurno, in Machu Picchu, Chichen Itza, Nanakadana, you who stand before the statues in Easter Island, your crystals in your body will be acknowledging the civilization timeline when you were there thousands of years ago. And so I am bringing to you now this energetic field of light of a highest frequency and is arriving on top of your head right now. Close your eyes. Breathe in the stillness around you. And his eye is an infinite master from the realms, beyond realms, beyond realms, beyond, beyond. Bring in this sphere of light, of highest intelligent equations. Pour inside of you. Inside your inner mind's eye. Inside your pineal crystals. Lighting up the crystals. "55 minds, 55 crystals, 55 bodies lighting up now into the fifth dimension. Strands of electromagnetics flowing into blood systems, nervous systems, immune systems, adrenals. Calibrating a telepathic frequency of electromagnetics into the crystals of the inner mind's eye, inner heart, obligata, coccyx area. I am seeing the facets of the crystals in the bodies lighting up and calibrating into heightened vibrations of higher realities. And I'm hearing the toning, resonant tones and frequencies adjusting in cellular molecular structures in the brainwave patterns, heart rate patterns. As you are being connected telepathically to your ancient ones and civilizations, not just your ancestors. Like water show. We are sowing in the seeds of a crystallizing, magnetizing frequency that will polarize your systems into the beyond systems that will be magnetically, telepathically transitioning your bodies to communicate to the hierarchies and the higher realms, the species and multidimensional ones that will be telepathically sending transmissions of light equations into your crystals that are now synchronized, yet polarized into your bodies. It is in the essence of this presence that you are moving into this holiest oneness consciousness of all that is. in maniyat to harmonize, synchronize, and polarize to all that you are. And iniyat to you can move your feet around a little bit as you come back into the room, moving away from the window that was there. The light is getting to my eyes. I'm very sensitive to the light now, and the brightness. That is just because of the higher frequencies that's coming in so strong from the sky. I had to move out of the light.
Oh, Maria felt, was it Maria? No, it was Petra. Looked like you were like an angel because you had this halo.
Oh, this just does come in like that. When they come in really, really strong and really, really close,
Mm.
uh, it embodies my fields. Yeah.
Mm.
And so I just wanted to bring that high informational being. He's now just bowing like this at me. And
Mm.
there's 3 or 4 other beings on either side of me. And there's strands that are just waving, like there's like strands that just wave down. So I know the beings are just bowing down in gratitude that I could deliver that
Mm.
message, that it's in a time frame where we are wondering what's happening on the planet and what's happening in our journeys. And they're basically showing and sharing that everything is in a collective consciousness of being surrounded um, onto all of those who are telepathically connected to this higher grid system above and beyond your own home. But it's kind of like there's an arc, and that's you're radiating this crystal shimmering frequency like a code. How they show it to me is like um, um, like how you see lightning in the sky, and there's a bolt of jar, a jar. What do you call that? A jog of light or something,
Yeah.
and that's the lightning rod.
Mm.
Um, that's how they show it to me. That somebody gets crystal, like I just put all the crystals and ignited all these crystals in everybody's inner minds in these parts of the body. We don't know when you will get a charge or
Mm.
a resonant tone will just like how you get a shiver. Well, that shiver is like this electrical surge or um, lightning bolt thing that you become charged to this magnetic pulse
Mm.
of the universal magnetic electromagnetic pulse.
Mm.
Well, that's what's coming down on the planet. But if your crystals that have been dormant inside the body have been released of all the blankets and all the karma trauma and all those sort of things,
Mm.
which is what's happening with the fifth dimension. Everybody's moving up, and then the planet is shaking and quaking and flooding. She's peeling away also. So what happens is you just get this one connection, like a radio station, and you tune in.
Yeah.
Well, now it's easy for you to sustain that telepathic consciousness. There, a lot of chaos could be going around next door, across the street behind you, but
Mm.
you're in this zone of this electromagnetic frequency of a telepathic word of knowledge that lets you emanate a surcharge of energy around your body, that you're not affected. You're not invisible. You're
Mm.
just um, you're on the FM station. They're on the AM station. Is the only way I can say it. So that if I go downtown Toronto, or I get into a hub of people, um, I'm not affected anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how you want to know that you're able to be in a bubble, so to speak, um, of a higher frequency. And and when this charging comes in of this electrical surge of when these beings place this big white energy like a big light bulb on your head, you're as if you're screwing the light bulb inside of here and lighting up all the crystals in your body, right? So you would just feel like a liquid light rush go
Mm,
through your body because the cellular structure of your body is crystallizing.
mm, mm,
It's kind of science of the mind and it sounds kind of out there, but it's been happening with me, and I'm human. I'm not a hybrid or all these other trans, not whatever those, all these things are out there, people changing and shape shifting.
mm,
I'm I'm moving into the liquid crystalline light formation
mm.
inside the body, but it's humanness to me, so it's going to be humanness to everybody that I'm saying this to.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think it's beautiful, actually. I mean, it may look um quite alarming. There's a few things that came through on that transmission, that it's not just that it's happening to the human consciousness, it's happening to all consciousness, which to me is beautiful, because it's like where we go one, where we go all, and we're all rising up and becoming more into those higher levels of consciousness. And that's what I can't wait for. As a child, I connected in with the trees and everything like that, and I can't wait for that to be the lived experience with everybody. Um,
It's here.
yeah, yeah. But we've been told for I don't know how long that we're going from carbon to crystalline, and to kind of have a time frame. So it's happening, and it's happening for people at different times and rates, depending on, where they're at and what they're ready for. But it just feels like we're right in it. It's the message was, for the next kind of few years, we're going to be kind of seeing, feeling, experiencing some real definite shifts in consciousness, in experience. And to me, that's like, yeah, we could weather all of the storms that may be coming up in the interim, because it's like it's going to be turning into something incredible.
And the fact that you are sheltered, monitored,
Mm,
guarded,
mm,
elevating, collaborating, all of that is kind of like you're inside the house and the storm's outside. You're under the blankets and you're not worried about the noise in the living room or whatever the heck you want, however you want to do it, right? It's the fact that you're really, really not alone on this next step of moving from the fifth dimension to the eighth to the 10th to the 12th. It's like leapfrogging
mm,
because it's so much easier when there's a group consciousness.
yeah,
So it's not like you're just doing this on your own because, I can move into these light languages that brings in grid systems of knowledge to me. No, because there's, 500 other people over here that are doing it with their groups of people and 10,000 with that group over there. So it's making everything so much quicker and so
yeah.
much easier because there's everybody is going beyond the transitioning stage. They're
Mm,
going into the integrating stage.
yeah.
Well, once you start integrating these higher waveforms into your cellular structure by the crystal consciousness, then what happens is you start imprinting these crystal grid systems around you.
Mm,
So now you're only attracting the dynamics of the Pleiadian crystal grid systems into your aura field because now it becomes imprinted around you as what's inside projects to the outside, what outside breathes into the inside. So if you have this crystallizing, magnetizing consciousness that is telepathically crystallizing a network into your body, it's going to start harmonically building
mm,
outside the body. And because we're doing so many webinars and group consciousness, this why it's easy for 50 people online today to be shifted.
Mm.
No one's lagging behind.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
impossible. You can't not be in the pool. Like everybody's in it.
Absolutely. And I mean, the stuff that comes through me, is about, we are that walking template. And so it's, all of the people that we interact with. So even if they're not on this call, even if they're not in that space to listen to this kind of information, they are receiving whatever it is that they're ready to receive just through the imprint that's in our fields as their field is interacting, because ultimately we are all one. We've all the everybody's auric field, everybody's energetic light matrix has got the capacity and is ready to do this because we're all here at this time. And so it's, these activations, it's like the ripple going out from the center of the pond. It's that knock-on effect as well. So nobody is being left behind, whether they're consciously aware of what's happening or not.
So lots of questions.
So yeah, we've had a few comments from what you were saying about that, having that telepathic conversation, communication. There's a couple of people who have said, yeah, a friend described where to find a certain shop and she saw the place before she'd even started talking, kind of thing. Um, and Linda says that's exactly what's been happening to her. She's been experiencing the same thing. And thank you for helping her understand it in a more multidimensional way. From the transmission, Helen says that she felt a cellular movement. And Louise says a lovely download. Felt very warm as the energy was moving through her.
Or did they feel the light, energetic, magnetic pulse coming in and then lighting up the pineal crystals? Because that's really what I wanted to do today was ignite that crystal consciousness into the pineal crystals,
Yeah.
because that's where the hearing's going to be adjusted, the seeing is going to be adjusted, and just the embarking of a higher reality consciousness. That's what I really wanted to do today.
Mm. Lynn says she felt the light energetic and her vibration has changed internally. I certainly felt the light. Yeah, and interestingly, my dogs both wanted to jump on my lap. So, so they were feeling it as well.
That charge.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, yeah, Darcy says felt energy around the head and had 6 huge body shivers.
Good.
Um, yeah.
And so when you have that shivering going through, that's just, it's going from the top of the head into the inner mind to the oblongata at the back of the head, base of the brain, and then
Mm.
it goes down the spine, and that's why you get the kundalini or the chi energy and that rush of shiver. That's when you know you're kind of like the, what do you say, you're plugged in.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. So we have got a few. Yeah, somebody's cat jumped on their lap at the same moment as well. Do you know what? Animals are so in tune with this work. And we kind of have to kind of step to one side to get out of our own way to kind of connect in sometimes. But animals, they're just there. They're just straight there. Um, oh, Sarah says, came in late, looking forward to experiencing the replay. Absolutely. As soon as this call is finished, you will get the replay. Lynn has an interesting question. She says, what do you think about the water bringing memories from ancient civilizations to the people via the flooding currently happening on the planet?
I'm sorry, what do I think about the water flooding?
Water bringing memories from ancient civilizations to the people via the flooding that we're currently experiencing on the planet.
You see, it's not the water, it's the ocean uh, tectonic templates. And so this cracking open inside of Gaia is the ocean floor. The floor is cracking. The tectonic plates and the Arctic templates, they're cracking. It's kind of like our, we're stretching our bones, our spinal column, and we're cracking and letting go and releasing our hidden selves and shadow selves and timelines and memories like that. This is what's happening with Gaia. And so as she's birthing her own originating crystal star seed that is inside the planet, it's cracking these tectonic plates and cracking. So you have the earthquake inside the water. You have the ocean floors. It's coming up and flooding this way. Yeah, there's the turbulence of the winds coming here, but in reality, it's coming from inside the planet. And those where are the ancient civilizations. This is the Atlantean,
Mm,
Mu. These are the civilizations coming up from the ocean floor, and they're surging up, tapping into our foot chakras.
mm,
So that as you're running along, walking along, moving along, you're being in activated in the soles of the foot chakra. It's being pulsed. You're
mm,
being activated up. It's not everybody is receiving from here. Not everybody's receiving from the hands. It's coming up through the foot chakras, through the star nation. This is a crystal star amethyst planet. The amethyst star crystal seeds inside the planet. That's what's quaking and shaking and bringing up the turbulence and bringing in the earthquakes, bringing in the flooding. And that's where the essence of this communication of the Atlantis,
mm,
the Lemurian, the Mu, these civilizations with those ones of the Adam Cadman frequencies is really tapping into the crystal consciousness of your body.
mm,
And the flooding is just washing and purifying,
mm,
washing and purifying. It's the cleanse.
mm,
These tornadoes, these hurricanes, it's the cleanse. It's the purification. It's the washing away, especially in some places where it's the heaviest, lowest suppressed frequency. It's
mm,
being washed. It's
mm.
being cleansed.
Yeah, Darcy said that she had a vision of civilizations rising out of the water.
That's exactly what they've been showing me, and also they've been showing me out of the desert sands. So these are the stone temples of the pyramids, Chichen Itza. These are Palenque in Mexico, Tikal temples. These are stone temples or structures that were built in Machu Picchu. um, they have crystal frequencies or crystal codes inside those structures, and the how do you call that, um, petroglyphs,
Yeah, yeah.
the etchings and the carvings inside the stones also have the imprint of the crystal consciousness markings inside those columns in Greece and the temples in Egypt. These are all the crystal consciousness that is being sparked by the electromagnetics, these higher storms, these higher frequencies, these solar flares hitting these temples of pyramids around the planet, the ley lines, the Stonehenge, the Candlish stones, all these rock formations, and now finally, Man Kingdom
Mm,
crystals lighting up so we can communicate with these stone temples. It's huge. The
mm,
oneness is it's 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 massive. It's beyond mankind building these computer systems and satellites and Rogers and all these different cable companies. It's beyond
mm,
because they all work from crystals.
yeah, yeah. Louise says the trees have been talking to her, sending messages about Mesopotamia being the cradle of the earth and is of utmost importance just now. And
Yes.
does this resonate?
And it likely really resonates with her with what this message is for today.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few people that have got questions about personal issues to them.
Sure,
Um,
that's fine.
so we will go with Clayton. Clayton was diagnosed with dysthymia, which is a long-term depression. Could you tell them if this is a trauma, hormonal, or energetic? They've been doing multidimensional work for years, but haven't noticed much change in their personal life.
There's two timelines that are twisted there. And so if somebody's working on clearing him with one timeline, it won't go. It's two. They're like twisted and together is how I see it. Unraveling in a and there goes one. There goes the other one. So one came out of the spinal column at the tailbone, and one came out of this part of the neck here. Oh yeah, that's it. Uh, it's a trauma of being hung. Hey, okay, so that's the one, and it was uh not found guilty, but hung anyways. That's why the trauma and the
Mm.
sadness, and the one in the tailbone is another timeline. It came out also. And so now the left and right shoulder will be balanced, and also the left and right foot hips will be balanced, as the body was traumatized from both irrational, um, innocent death timelines. Correct. So that's that. Sorry. Sometimes a master that wants to do the etheric surgery and pulling the thing out, he was like, correct. We're like, all right, settle down.
Oh, bless.
I,
Peter,
I'd probably have to do a full hour reading on something like that to do the whole thing because it's not just gone in a second like that. But basically, that's what's going on.
yeah, absolutely. And actually, as you mentioned that Nora is offering a discounted session as her special offer.
Yeah.
So, do you want to speak a little bit to what people can expect from a 1 hour session with you? But you can find it on the free gifts page and also under the special offer tab under Nora's photo on the upcoming calls and replay pages as well. But
Yeah. So the energies of the master comes through me and kind of scans the body, and the ache, the pain, the trauma, the depression, um, anything with bones out of alignment, that sort of thing. It just comes through me, and it has been coming in stronger and stronger and stronger in the last month as the planet has been shifting. The electromagnetic frequencies is coming in, and so they're very quickly, just like that just showed you, it's very rapid. The healing and the adjustment is very rapid, and so that it allows for me to continue on further and filling the gap with a fire frequency to burn away any residue of any of their karmic trauma timelines, and then activate the hidden selves that is carrying the mastery abilities. So,
mm,
not about just clearing hidden self, shadow selves, and dark areas. It's all about now incepting and integrating and operating in the higher aspects of who you are. So that's really how most of it goes at the end, so that I have you with the activation of some kind of empowerment that's in that session.
mm.
The hour goes pretty fast by the time you explain things to me, what you need done. And then they just come in and pull it out, put it in, clap, and it's done. Yeah.
Yeah, and I will say that I've had a couple of sessions with Nora over the time that I've known her, and it is incredible. just what gets done in a session. They have suddenly, you certainly sped up in terms of the process and what they're capable of clearing now. And again, that's testament to all the work that everybody's done, the collective work, the upshifting vibration, and what we're ready to receive. And that's an interesting link to a question that Peter has asked. If he wasn't sensing or experiencing any reaction when you did the transmission earlier, does that mean that he's not ready, or anybody else who didn't necessarily feel anything? Are they not ready for the change yet? Or could the change still be happening without them sensing it?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Because these beings, uh, they're they're of a higher frequency of intelligence. And so the gentleness that they have, that they operate through, is they go really, really slow, but really, really gentle, but they still do their work.
Mm.
So it's kind of like, like you're giving the baby the pablum and you're sneaking the green peas in there, right? Like they're getting the fruit and they're getting the vegetable. They kind of know how to feed us their higher frequency at the same time doing the adjustment. So if you have a fear of something, of, oh, I don't know if I want to go there, I have to, I don't know, I don't really know her, I don't know if I'm going to trust this situation, then that whole consciousness, they are already tweaking you to be standoffish and just listen and just feel. Some people go to sleep because the frequency is so high when I do my 2-hour webinars, and they still get the download.
Mm.
So doesn't matter whether you understand it, whether the languages that come in are doing the adjustment. That's the first thing, because e koke te ishio an tatake kokai ishio inidea. You see how you hear different? You see how your heart is being different? Nekedoko ishita, the grounding of the feet, because you don't know what was being said, but the frequency and the consciousness is a very high intelligent tone and equation of knowledge that was just said to you. Because the equation of knowledge is so intelligent, it is doing the adjustments of the brainwave pattern. It's doing the adjustments of the cellular structure. So you're getting adjustments in a very subtle way and clearing the blocks and barriers that you have. If you have fear in there, then they'll bring in a harmonic ringing for you to hear to distract the mind from being in the fear. This is how they're so intelligent.
Mm.
Everybody receives an adjustment. And usually when you go to sleep at night after being with me for a half an hour or the hour session or a webinar, you will have very deep sleep and huge adjustment when you're sleeping. So the next day when you wake up, you don't have that low back pain. You don't have that chronic headache anymore because the adjustments are done when you're sleeping.
Mm. Yeah, because there's an anonymous caller that said their back is really sore now, wasn't prior to the conversation, but is now. Could this be a result of the download that's received? And you've kind of just answered that a little bit in the integration, and it's kind of part of the integration of the transmission and energies.
Whenever there's pain, like all of a sudden someone goes, oh, it's the energy is so high, I'm getting a headache, or I'm feeling a sharp pain on my shoulder or anything. This is the body going in resistance. Okay, so you it's a push-pull. You
Mm.
want to just receive and feel and become ignited. As soon as the mind starts tensing up and the back starts tensing up, because I don't know if I believe all this, I don't know if I want all this, you're in resistance. Because the frequency is so high, you will get a pain. So the best thing to do is just listen to the replay and just be relaxed and just take it on as the wave form of the ocean coming by. It's just going right over you and past you. You're just allowing, receiving, and just let the networking take place. It'll be washed off.
Yeah. I'm just really conscious of time. And I know you wanted to do the activation right at the end. Shall we just take one more question from the audience and then let you go into the activation?
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. I wasn't sure what the time was at.
Well, it's flown by actually because it was quite a long transmission. I
That
mean,
was that was part of the activation.
was it? Okay. I mean, if you don't feel that we need to do any more activation, that's absolutely fine. We can just take another question and then we can wrap it up because I know your voice is still not 100% and I don't want to overtax you physically.
Yeah. Just take a couple more questions.
Okay. So Helen is saying, hi Nora. She presently lives in South Africa and wants to move to the UK, which are her roots. She's trying to sell two houses, but nothing is moving. She's aware
Oh,
that she's being worked on, and in the meantime, she's wondering if she's energetically blocking the movement with the houses, or if it's just about timing.
and she has to let go of her attachment to the houses and that they're she has some uncertainty about going. Like going to the UK, there's something there that she's not 100% both feet in about going. And so there's an attachment to one of the houses. Do I really want to let go of this house right now? Should I be doing this right now? So when you have that uh, hesitant, where one foot's still in the house, that's what's holding that one. The other one house is selling pretty quickly, but the other house, she still has an attachment to that house somehow. And so she has to really go to the house, outside the house, step outside the door and just say, thank you. You're the best. We had a good time. We have a lovely, lovely relationship. All of your walls, everything about this house, I love. It's time for someone else to enjoy it and give the house and herself permission to leave that energetic home. And the same with the other house. And then ask herself, am I ready?
Mm.
Because there's some kind of attachment somehow that she's still got. I don't know if I should be doing this right now.
Mm.
I get that she should just, yeah, unload it.
Yeah.
Get the heck out of Dodge.
Okay, and I know we've got lots of people who've written questions, but I do appreciate Nora and her time, especially because she's not entirely well. So we'll finish with Elena, who's saying that they've been dealing with difficult and painful neuralgia in their body, and they've been working with many practitioners from traditional to alternative. Would love to have Nora speak to the issue.
Fibromyalgia?
Painful neuralgia. So neural pain, painful neuralgia.
Oh, okay. Something just pulled off the left side of the lower back of the head. Yeah, I see a little black thread. It's a black liquid thread there. It's an interruption. Go! Shoo! Go! Okay, so they want me to do this for everybody. they're wanting me to do this, or they're getting their activation in after all. But they want me to do this because they just showed me this thin black thread. And it was on the left side at the base of the brain here. And as I was pulling it out, this is for the chronic energy here around the temples at the back of the head. But as I was pulling that thread out, then they pulled it out really fast, and everything seemed to just be, like closing, like how a butterfly wings close
Mm,
together. And then they just said it's about the left brain, right brain being in balance. It's
mm,
about the masculine and feminine energies being in harmonics in every single cell and every muscle and every tissue. The masculine and feminine, the left and right has to be in harmonics. And
mm,
everything has been imbalanced on the left side of the body, the left brain, left chest plate, left heart. The whole left side has been imbalanced, and is now shifting, and like the right side is opening. This is the right brain, the right crystallized consciousness is starting to open so that the feminine is not suppressed by the masculine
mm,
energy and consciousness. So they want me to um, pull this thread of this imbalance of the masculine that's pushing on the feminine consciousness in the brainwave patterns, in the breathing, in the whole body,
mm,
and just bring in a blanketing of this harmonic vibration to go through up and down the spinal column, the tip of the spine at the base of the brain, and then around the top of the head, and then down the front of the body to the heart and down through both legs, both arms, so that left and right shoulder, left and right arm, left and right hip, left and right knee, left and right foot is the masculine and feminine balanced and
mm,
alignment. And this black thread is the interruptive consciousness that is affecting the grid systems within the body. And so it's not just as neuro, whatever you said that word was, uh, uh, myalgia. It's not just that. It's all of the blood system, all of the muscle system. Okay, so I'm just going to just have this entire group consciousness of the 50 some odd people here, and all of those that are not here. This includes you also that couldn't make it right now. You're also included in here. Um, so I'm just going to have this bubble of them all moving in together in this circle of everybody's arms are overlapped over one another. So we have this nice braiding of a circle of a hoop of oneness with the braiding of the shoulders and arms over one another. And I'm going to bring in my higher beings. He wants to bring in an atomic master. In Itoto, in Iakobahishi, and Titekio. Okay, so just visualize your arms are at your side, but really they're wrapped on top of the other person's shoulder on either side of you. I'm going to bring in this hoop of oneness into a magnetic pulse of love, light, and freedom from all imbalances in the body, in the mind, in the heart, in all timelines, in all the ancestors, in the bloodline of the ancestors and relations. And the feet are anchored on the floor. Left and right foot is balanced. And the toke yo okay shena and teteke. Okay, here we go. They're going to bring in that electromagnetic pulse on top of the head. Don't worry if you don't feel it, it's happening. And the golden essence is scanning through the whole body of everybody. through the entire left brain, left eye, right eye, left ear, right ear, left cheek, right cheek. Ho! Hey! Hey! Everything is pulled off the left shoulder. A blanket is pulled off the left shoulder, left neck of everyone. Ho! Hey! I'm going to the left chamber of the heart. Left lung. Ho! Left hip, left groin. Ho! Hey! Left knee, left ankle. Go! Left shoulder is heavy. Left arm is heavy. Yeah, kokiana shito koi Maria chichi korea de ya 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 chichi koya na ya ya Maria to koki te shiti no. Ho! Bondage on the left wrist. Hey! Bondage on the left ankle. Ho! Hey! Left side is clear, bringing in the warm liquid gold light. Breathe in the essence of a warm liquid light, filling the entire left side of the body. Top of the left side of the head, left temple, left eye, left ear, left cheek, left jaw, left neck, left shoulder, left arm, left rib, left heart, left hip, groin, knee, ankle, foot. Being fueled with the liquid light. Okay, now it's pulsing over to the right side of the body, lighting up the crystals in the pineal on the right side, right eye, right ear, right inner mind, pineal crystals lighting up. Yero kama ni shiti chiria de ukiana na ni shirano. Base of the brain, obligata, crystals lighting up. Balancing left and right side, balancing masculine and feminine. In every cell of your body, there is masculine, there is feminine. In every atom, there's electron, proton, photon, all lighting up in balance, in harmonics. Oh! I'm seeing 23 heads all lit up. I need to get the other 25. 30. 30 people, thank you. They added another 30 people to the 23. In the circle. Crystallization. Polarization, polarizing left and right side, polarizing masculine and feminine, vibrations in the feet, anchoring and polarizing into Gaia. Feels heavy on the left side of the heart, and some just relax and just receive the liquid light. Okay, here comes the shamanic medicine. All of my shaman elders are coming in, bringing in the medicine. Hey, Nukata, Ishitaka, Ishikote, Shita. Niptic. The star elder of the higher shamanic medicine has just cleared the hearts and minds. Oh, we're good to go. He's shaking his rattle over top of the entire hoop of oneness of all who are here today and who are not here are included in the hoop of oneness. And the rattle is shaking. Crystals of light are being ignited inside of everyone as the rattle is shaking. Light spark frequencies onto all heads, all hearts, all beings. Sha, you may stomp your feet and know you're ignited and balanced of the masculine and feminine, left and right side. Isho, 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 isho. It is sealed. It is complete. You may put your arms down and wave to the masters and the star elders in the nations of all your relations that are healed in the realms too. It is done. It is done. So you'll feel this movement on the left and right side. You'll feel on the top of the head tingling because the shaking of the crystal seeds with that rattle from the realms is still dancing on top of the head. And thank you for that person that asked for that, because it just introduced a wonderful, wonderful healing, clearing session for everybody to be balanced for the next 3 months of having their left and right side and masculine and feminine frequencies realigned. Because you have to be, if you are out of balance, that is your left or right side or masculine and feminine. If you are out of balance, then you are not going to be getting the full light within.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is definitely a time where we want to be in balance and we want to come into that balance. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. And yeah, thank you to the person who initiated and instigated that collective healing. And again, doesn't matter whether you're catching this on the replay, you were all involved. You were all held in that hoop.
And do that replay at the end as often as you can to really balance that left and right side. My voice is now going.
Yeah. Oh God. I didn't want to push you too much, but thank you so much, Nora. So everybody's saying thank you very much. Really felt the shift in the left shoulder. Wow, totally amazing. Felt the energy very strong. Thank you to Nora and the Masters. Much gratitude. Thank you, thank you. What a blessing. Thank you so much. Yeah, those sentiments are shared wholeheartedly, I'm sure, by everybody who catches the replay, as well as myself and everybody who's managed to be here on this live call.
Yeah, and anyone wants to book a session, just go along and find me on my, you also follow my YouTube station if you want, Nora Walks in Spirit there. And we'll see you on the session. But my voice is going.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't forget the free gift is available on the free gifts page on the mundane-to-magical-living.com website. The details will be under the audio recording and also under the YouTube video that is the edited version that goes out, not the live stream. The special offer tab is also underneath Nora's photo on the upcoming calls page and the replay page. You can also find the details on the emails that go out on a daily basis. So thank you so much. I can highly recommend having a session with Nora. It's a very in-depth healing, clearing, whatever it is that is blocking you in this moment, whatever it is that you need to be able to fully come into alignment so that you can make the most of the receiving that is available to us all in the next kind of 3 to 4 months and beyond, as well as we all shift and move together in oneness to this higher state of consciousness and telepathic connection with our higher consciousness and ourselves.
We had a great session today, didn't we?
We did. It was fantastic. Thank you so much, Nora. Thank God bless you for being here whilst you're still feeling poorly. And thank you to your voice and all your guides and helpers for
Yeah.
enabling you to bring through such an incredible transmission and healing activation. So we'll close off the live stream.